Moses and Noah. This is evolving. You're taking about 400 years after Jesus left the scene.
This didn't come with any of the prophets. This came from the mind of a lawyer over 200 years after the mission of Jesus Christ. It evolved over another 200 years after that. It was ratified into the Christian canon at the Council of Chalcedon in 451, or excuse me, actually ratified at the Council of Constantinople in 381, and then became authoritative at the Council of Chalcedon.
All right, so we're moving on to number what now? This is number
6.
Number 6.
Number 6.
Take it away, please.
Everybody knows Hans Küng, the leading theologian of the Roman Catholic Church, and he, in commenting, talking about throughout the New Testament, quote, "There is no doctrine of one God in three persons," quote, "modes of being, no doctrine of a triune God, a Trinity." These are the words of Hans Küng. Okay? If we don't trust him with regard to Catholic or Christian doctrine, I don't know who we can trust, because he is one of the most authoritative voices on Catholic and Christian doctrine. You want to hear it again? It goes like this. There is no doctrine of one God in three persons, modes of being, no doctrine of a triune God, a Trinity. And he's talking about inside the New Testament.
It's mind-boggling, the Trinity, but this is mind-blowing that you're making it so easy to understand, and all we ask is that the people out there, they have an open heart and open mind, and this, the truth shall set you free. Can we move on to number 5?
Number 5.
Take it away.
Harper's Bible Dictionary. Harper's Bible Dictionary says, quote, "The formal doctrine of the Trinity. The formal doctrine of the Trinity, as it was defined by the great church councils of the 4th and 5th centuries, is not to be found in the New Testament."
Not to be found.
Not to be found. The formal doctrine of the Trinity, as it was defined by the great church councils of the 4th and 5th centuries, is not to be found in the New Testament.
And that's number 5.
That's Harper's Bible Dictionary.
Wasn't with the first man, Adam, with none of the prophets, and after Jesus left the scene 400 years later, you mentioned some attorney. Now, we know how attorneys work.
Tertullian.
Yeah, we're going to take a break, and we're going to come back for number 4 of the top 10 reasons why the Trinity was never the teachings of any of the prophets, and it's not valid. We'll be right back.
I don't say to people I used to be a Christian. I still carry the values and principles of loving Jesus Christ, and perhaps maybe more than the people who call themselves Christians. So I think I got the best out of Christianity by becoming Muslim.
So many other things that you can enjoy without drinking a sip of alcohol. This is the same thing. It's not an obstacle. It's not something to cause people to get completely desperate and start stopping living their lives. No, it should be a motivation. It's only one life that you're going to be living, so you better do it for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
I am not afraid to stand alone. I am not afraid to stand alone. If Allah is by my side, I am not afraid to stand alone. I am not afraid to stand alone. If Allah is by my side, I am not afraid to stand alone. I am not afraid to stand alone. If Allah is by my side, I am not afraid to stand alone.
Back here on the Deen Show, we don't want to waste your time, we don't want to waste nobody's time. We're giving the facts, not the fiction, and let's continue on with number 4 of the top 10 reasons why Jesus, peace be upon him, never taught the Trinity, and his Trinity is not valid. Talk to us.
Okay. We just talked from Harper's Bible Dictionary. Let's go to number 4, an even more authoritative source, the New Catholic Encyclopedia. Quote, "The formula itself does not reflect the immediate consciousness of the period of origins." What does that mean? We're talking about the period of origins, in other words, during the time of the mission of Jesus Christ and the recording of the manuscripts that form the foundation of the Bible. And the New Catholic Encyclopedia says, quote, "The formula itself," referring to the Trinity, does not reflect the immediate consciousness of the period of origins." Now, you can even read further. Elsewhere in the New Catholic Encyclopedia, it states, quote, "Among the Apostolic Fathers, there had been nothing even remotely approaching such a mentality or perspective." Nothing. That's a very strong statement for a Catholic reference work to make, that among the apostolic fathers, okay, the ones from which the religion, was passed on to future generations, among the apostolic fathers, there had been nothing even remotely approaching such a mentality or perspective. That's number 4. The New Catholic Encyclopedia refuting the Christian doctrine, the Catholic doctrine of the Trinity.
We're moving on to number 3. I'm going to dig into you, and I'm going to ask you some very serious questions, but I want to get through these so we don't waste no more time. Let's go into number 3.
Number 3, the first commandment. First commandment, not to place any partners beside God, that God is one God. And that jumps to number 2. You want to go quickly?
We just went from 3.
We're going to number 2.
Wasting no time with Dr.
Yep.
Laurence Brown. Let's go to number 2.
Why does it jump to number 2? Because number 2 is the words of Jesus Christ. 3 places in the Bible, Jesus Christ is quoted as having said, "Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one." He doesn't add any modification. He doesn't add any explanation. If ever there were a place to explain the Trinity, that would have been it. If you ask any Christian to explain the essence of God, they'll say, well, God is one, but He's three in one, and and they will try to explain. If they explain it that way, why didn't Jesus Christ? Why did Jesus Christ say, "Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one, period, full stop, nothing more"? Because there is nothing more.
Nothing more.
If he had wanted to explain, that would